If there is anything that needs to be satirized and remixed, it is Trump talking about massive dumps. And by the way, extra points, if you can sample Trump saying massive dumps and me talking about it in a song, please do it.
Dumps. Big massive dumps. Dumps. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps. Dump, dump, dumps. Dumps. Dump.
Dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps. Dump, dump, dumps. Dumps. Dump.
Dump. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dump,
won.
dump, dumps. Dumps. Dump.
Dump. Big massive dumps.
Donald Trump insisted multiple times that it was massive dumps that led him to lose the election, which is just
on another level, on another level.
Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dump,
won.
dump, dumps. Dumps. Dump.
Dump. Big massive dumps. Dumps.
Dumps. Dumps.
Sir, you just
Dump,
won.
dump, dumps. Dumps. Dump.
Dump. Big massive dump.
You turn the faucet on in areas where there's tremendous amounts of water, where the water rushes out to sea because you could never handle it. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once.
Dumps.
Dump.
all right, everybody. Let me just cut in. The news it's just too big. I did flush 22 times actually just now, not 10 or 15 as Donald Trump often suggests. And we are here standing by for the verdict in the George Floyd murder trial. The world is watching, the country is watching, and we somewhere between 37 and 67 minutes from now, we'll see not only what the verdict is for former police officer Derek Chauvin, we will see whether a deranged and delusional closing statement by his attorney, Eric Nelson, worked on the jury. And we will also see whether the fears about unrest in various parts of the country, including Minnesota, are warranted or not. So thank you for joining me. It's been so long since I streamed, and I'll explain a little bit about why. And I have so many different things that I'm excited about. It's actually good that we have a little bit of time before things get started. By the way, I'm just noticing there are massive dumps of support happening on Twitch. ODW is sending thousands of bits, just thousands and thousands of bits, Snuggles and all sorts of people. I can't even deal with that right now because what we have going on is so huge. But as you can see, it's been a while since I streamed. We are all the way down to 732 subs on Twitch. I ended up being away all of last week. I was helping my parents with some stuff. I had a bunch of different elements of medical appointments. Let me report to you what we have determined. Dental. From the standpoint of dental, no cavities, no gum recession. My flossing is pretty good. I have a couple different tweaks that I've been advised to make, but really, really strong dental cleaning. So I think all of you will be very, very happy about that. And then I had my eye doctor appointment. I could tell that my contacts were just a little bit off. And my eye doctor I've been going to for a while, he did a whole thing. And then at the end of the exam, he said, "Sir, I've got you seeing 2015 with your adjusted contacts properly, astigmatism and the entire thing." He said, "We've never seen anything like this." And he even called the ophthalmologist. This is the optometrist. He said, "You've got to come in here and see what I've been able to do." They've given these tests to thousands of people. He never saw anybody do what I did yesterday. And so everybody will be, and I'll have my new updated prescription really soon. So I think that, if that's not something to be excited about, I don't know what is. Okay. What else? The thing that was not so good, though, is they give you the dilation drops to see in there. And then they used to have a reverse, like an antidote drop, but I guess it raised eye pressure. I know we're getting into optometry. My specialty is in podiatry, so I'm a little bit outside of my area, but I guess you would get an elevated eye pressure from the reversal drop. So they don't give you the antidote anymore. It was like 5 hours of me having to wear sunglasses indoors. It was horrifying stuff. Okay. Now that we've gotten the medical out of the way, where else to go? Oh, I have a new caller to introduce to you guys, which we will get to in a little bit. I have one unban request. It seems to be like a joke unban request. This is from the user that many of you know on Twitch, who goes by the name Fnug Verongler. And they've contributed emotes and different things. I guess they deliberately got themselves banned in order for me to read the following message. I said nothing when the cancel culture came for Dr. Seuss. I felt like saying something when the cancel culture came for Mr. Potato Head, but said nothing. Now the cancel culture has come for me. Why? That's respectable. So I am going to unban Fnug Rongler. Unban decision, and Nug Rongler has been unbanned. And they're back. We want them here. It was, I guess, a joke unban request. I don't know. Okay, let's look at a few of the super chats that are coming in. Hi, David from the UK. What's going on with the apparent mistrial? No mistrial declared. There will be a verdict, although the Maxine Waters comments may be substance for a future appeal. David, you rock. Thank you. So the eye doctor called ophthalmologist Rand Paul. Yeah, my optometrist was like, sir, I can't believe what you're doing. They called ophthalmologist Rand Paul and said, we're both wearing masks but vaccinated. What do you think? Rand was furious. Steven says, I have a stash of reversal drops. Do you want some, David? I'm good now. My eyes are totally fine. Perfect at this point in time. Okay, unban requests done. Whoa, really strong super chat. $100 super chat from Joseph Gundel or Gundel, who says, big fan, keep it up. Thanks, Joseph. Very much appreciate that. Here's what I have for you guys. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Oh, okay. Do you want to do maybe the dumbest Dave Rubin commentary ever, or do you want to do new anti-Semitic, anti-trans caller, female voicemail caller? This is the first ever female persistent voicemail troll that we've ever had. We've had many, I mean, dozens of male persistent trolls. But what do you want first? Rubin? Oh, we're doing both. Oh, everybody relax. We're doing both. Or the female anti-trans, anti-Semitic troll. Very informal. Very, very informal. Rubin first. Okay, let's do Rubin as we stand by here for the Chauvin verdict. Here is, I can't think of a dumber commentary that I've ever seen from Dave Rubin, and I've interviewed him where he said things to me that are pretty dumb. Let's take a listen to this.
Let me talk directly to you guys, you Ontario, Canada legislators.
Right.
You guys are evil Nazi motherfuckers, okay? You understand what we just heard there? You should snitch on people at the end.
Yeah.
Police now will be empowered to just pull you over and ask whatever they want. If they see someone not at home, they can basically ask for your papers and what you're doing out on the street. How do you think evil spreads? This is how evil spreads. These are bad, brainwashed people, and there is a disease of the mind spreading across the West. And Canada, boy, are you guys jealous of our Second Amendment now? Because it would at least have more pushback if that was coming in the United States. But I suspect Canadians, who in many cases are just kind of nice and stay out of people's lives.
What on earth is this?
That they're folding quicker. I think they're just folding quicker than, say, Americans would. Not all Canadians. There are plenty of Canadians.
Do you guys understand what the commentary is here? Like, what is the commentary, actually? What is he talking about?
Canadians fighting it. You know, that Jordan Peterson guy up there, and my buddy Gad Sad and Viva Frey. There's a bunch of other people.
Viva Frey? What is that?
Ezra Levant over at the Rebel. There's a bunch of people fighting
Levant.
it. But those are horrific, bone-chilling statements that those people are saying, what they are going to do with law enforcement.
Oh, there's COVID guidelines in Ontario. That's what this is about. It's like Nazism. Oh my God, that's giga cringe, guys.
And make sure you are trapped in your house.
Okay. All right. So there's Dave Rubin. Ontario Premier said some dumb crap during COVID lockdown. Oh, okay. A defiant and principled rant by Dave Rubin. We have surpassed Joseph's $100 super chat. Danny Thompson with a 125 bomb. Being here in Hennepin County, the mood is very tense. Buildings even on the south side of the county are boarded up in anticipation of the verdict. Still 30 to 60 minutes before the verdict to be read. Nice to catch you on a live stream again. Whoa, something happening here. It may be now, actually. It may not be true that it's 30 to 60 minutes. They just held up something there. Thanks for all your great work. Thank you, Danny. Day 28, Minnesota versus Chauvin, day 16 of trial. Okay. We are standing by. It looks like the judge is back. We may actually see this soon. I do want to say thank you to Jalen Alexander. Jalen just did basically the most beautiful thing you could do. Jalen grabbed a membership on my website, joinpacman.com, using that code BETTER21. Thank you, Jalen. Also, thank you to Sean McGillen. That is 2 new members. If we get to 100, I'll do some phone lines. It's been a while since we've opened phone lines. Let's also see what's happening on Twitch. I want to say thanks to Polo Dal, Fidel Trump, The Weebs, Neptune, Northwestern Giraffe, Metrobe, that's 6, Twisted Hawk is 7, Chris Houlihan is 8, Tyrannos is 9, Combo Carl is 10, Tecolote, 11, Stoned Knoll, 12, Canned Caviar is number 13, Give Me Your Milk Please is number 14, Small Fuzz Moss, 15, Skepteasy, 16, Adam Viddle, 17, K Shreds, 18, Cosmos, 19, Crazy Guy NT, 20, Jalen Cool, 21, Nod to Nothing Gifting 2 is 23, plus 2 is 25. So we're well on our way here. Okay. Other super chats. David, do you not have any mods for the YouTube chat? Pretty awful comments coming in. We should have mods there. Guy with the hair asks if I've seen the Mike Pillow prank call from Trump impersonator. I did see it. It honestly, I didn't find it that funny. I don't know why. Jaron also asking, did I see Mike Pillow pranked on live TV during his launch event? Yeah, it was funny. I don't know why it didn't strike me as like the funniest thing. But compelling stuff.
Sometimes you have to see to...
Whoa, a lot happening here. Let's see. All right, we're keeping an eye on the Derek Chauvin verdict. Everybody relax. We are not going to miss it. If you want to see something wild, here is Eric Nelson yesterday comparing the trial to elements of baking a chocolate chip cookie. Take a listen.
A criminal case is kind of like baking chocolate chip cookies.
Right.
You have to have the necessary ingredients. You've got to have flour and sugar and butter and chocolate chips, whatever else goes into those chocolate chip cookies.
Now, this does sound idiotic, but Eric Nelson may have correctly taken the pulse of the jury, where he may be correctly calculating that this will work. I mean, it's delusional, but I'm not saying it's a bad strategy. He knows the jury. We don't know anything about the jury. Well, we know a little, but not much about the jury.
If you have all of the ingredients, you can make chocolate chip cookies. But if you're missing any one single ingredient, you can't make chocolate chip cookies.
It's not even really true. Like, as I said on the broadcast show today, you might be missing eggs, but you can use applesauce. You might be missing butter, but you can use canola oil. You might be missing chocolate chips, but you can put in nougat chips. You know, I mean, it's a stupid analogy, but he may know what he's doing. We will see moments from now.
It's a simple kind of analogy. But the criminal law works the same way. We say we call the ingredients the elements.
Elements.
The state has the burden of proving each and every element beyond a reasonable doubt.
Those are elements of legal, so to speak. Let's see what else. I mean, we have a whole clip on this, so I don't want to redo all of it. Here is where he says, listen, Derek Chauvin should get credit because he didn't punch, kick, or elbow George Floyd.
Officer Chauvin made a decision not to use higher levels of force.
Right.
He would have been authorized to do that, including punches, kicks, elbows, right?
He deserves credit, guys. He didn't kill and elbow George Floyd. He only killed him. Could have elbowed him. Could have done all sorts of, could have spit on him. You know, he didn't spit, he just killed him. He didn't kill and spit on him. So, what is a higher level of force than killing? Very strange closing statement. But again, he knows the jury better than we do. And we will see very soon, whether that ends up working. I want to say thank you to Daniel Yuryevs for subscribing on my website. I also want to say thanks to Benjamin Melville for the new subscription on my website. And also thank you to Scott Taggart, who are new members number 26, 27, and 28 today. Also, thank you to Stony Dub, Chill SD, Palo Santo Tramp, the Wilhelm Screen, Jonah Landry for the Twitch subs, putting us at 33. We will open phone lines after the verdict if we get to 100. Okay, let's do... David, applesauce instead of eggs. Am I missing something? Does it work? Yeah, it's just an emulsifier. That does work. I don't do it. I know that a lot of people who are looking for vegan recipes will replace eggs with applesauce in various baked goods, and that it will function as a working emulsifier. And binder, not emulsifier, binder, maybe better said. I haven't waited for a jury verdict like this since the O.J. Simpson trial. Yeah, you know, when the O.J. Simpson trial happened, I was in school, and there was a code that the teachers agreed there would be an announcement made when the verdict happened. And the code for not guilty was the butterfly flies free. And I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was actually last week, but I remember it like it was yesterday. There was like a bing, the butterfly flies free. And that was code to the teachers who were awaiting the OJ verdict, that it was an acquittal. An acquittal. Oh, phone calls. Okay. Yeah, very good. Let's get to the phone calls. We have a new caller. Let me just put in the number here. This is a female caller. Okay. Well, what was that? Looks like sound from the courthouse is coming in and out. All right, I'm just going to play these voicemails. Take a listen to this.
Since your party is run by a man that has brain damage, doesn't it kind of give you the clue that some of your morals might be questionable, like taking children and changing their gender?
So that's on trans. Let's listen to the next one. We need a nickname for this caller. Yeah, of course.
Like, look at the Republican Party. Look how intelligent Bill is. And Bill thinks that giving everybody drugs would be better than switching people's genders.
Who's Bill? Who's she talking about?
It's violent. And I don't agree with it. And I just think that, like, if you're going to do something that risky, there better be somebody really intelligent backing them up. Because I was like, I don't see you talking about how it's cool to take a little kid and change his or her gender, even though it's like, who is that? How can you tell that that's like a man or a girl at that age? It's ridiculous.
A man or a girl?
It's like...
KK Karen. That's not bad. I like that. That's nicely done, Bobo Fetra. KK Karen maybe works.
Obviously not run by some scientific method that, like, intelligent people are agreeing on, because I don't see any intelligent people that are talking about how, like, this is right, that this is, like, you know, what God wanted or, you know, whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it continued. This is a doozy. I don't know if we'll get through this one.
So I was thinking about some of the main reasons why transsexuals aren't getting a lot of respect.
Dear God.
And one of the reasons why I thought that, you know, one of the reasons that's kind of understandable is that they would stoop so low as to making children transgenders. So, I mean,
What?
going based off of that they would be willing to make somebody maybe accidentally the wrong gender.
What?
In order to up themselves in society.
Brain damage Brittany's not bad, yeah. JKKK Rowling, that's pretty good. I think the best ones so far, I'm going to write them down. KK Karen, JKKK Rowling, and brain damage Brittany. That's not bad. We'll workshop those.
And to get themselves right because they were born wrong, I don't feel like that's fair. I think that people who were born right should be top priority. If you're, if you were born, if you think you're born.
You know, what's interesting is I actually am not hearing anything anti-Semitic right now. I had a note that it was transphobic and anti-Semitic. I'm not actually hearing anything. She probably is anti-Semitic, but it's not. I'm not hearing that.
If you think you were supposed to be a boy but you were born a girl, like, I don't think that should be a priority over somebody who was born a boy and who is a boy. And I just think that it's really difficult to respect somebody who would do that to a child. And the amount of science I feel like is necessary to go into something like that. Like, the average person isn't going to have the time or the trust with their government.
What? Hold on. Is something happening? Nope. Just background noise. I'll mute for now. I'll keep an eye on it.
In order to actually make like a right assessment with that. So I just think it's
okay. Haldol Haley is not bad either, but I don't want to stigmatize mental illness because there's, but for people who are prescribed, I mean, it's not I don't want to stigmatize. So that's why I'm not going to go with that.
Better to, be like, some people don't have good luck with their lives. Like, some people are poor when they want to be rich. It doesn't mean that we should give them lots of money just because they were born poor. And
all right, so there's 30 more seconds of that. Then she called just 2 hours ago and left me another one. This is the last one.
So growing up, people treated me like I was a boy. And I have
well, now this takes on, this is now, maybe there is a resentment here that there are people who now are living as they want to. Oh, now it takes a different turn. Hold on a second. Let's continue.
Certain reaction to people treating me like a boy. And the thing is, I grew up and I moved out of Vermont, and I realized that, that's like the attitude there is that you can act like a boy and fit in because it's just normal there. And when I moved, I felt more like a girl. I came out to California. I, learned how to dress and do my hair and all this other kinds of stuff. And I'm definitely a woman. And the thing is that I can think in terms of what I would do if I was a boy. My initial reaction to something like this is, why are you calling me every couple hours about trans, And now it's sort of like, oh, now maybe this is why she's obsessed. Maybe she's obsessed because this is projection, which is sad, actually. I mean, that's not something to make fun of. What I would do as a woman, if somebody made me a boy, should not be the same things that men do. Because you were born, men were born.
Yeah, I'm going to bail because it's now taken on more of a sad element. It's just sad now. It seems like this is someone who maybe is trans, but has decided that because they were not able to sort of live their life as they wanted to, they now are taking it out on everybody else and saying everybody else is mentally ill and crazy and all this different stuff. Okay, so anyway, that's a new caller. Kind of bummed out now, but we'll move on. Yeah, it's a little heavy. She's treating me like a confession booth. Exactly. Danny Thompson coming in with a really, really powerful $50 super chat. I'm watching local news here. Anxiety off the chart for the verdict. Locally, we thought Chauvin's lawyer was taking wild swings and not all that effective. County buildings and libraries closed for safety. Other Minneapolis businesses closing early as well. Yeah, we're standing by. We don't know. We just don't know what the verdict is going to be. Producer Pat earlier told me that faster is considered better for the prosecution, but is it fast? They started deliberating yesterday, and we heard there's a verdict 45 minutes ago. I don't know if that's considered fast even. Let me thank some awesome people. I want to say thank you to Stephanie Green, who just signed up at joinpacman.com. I want to say thank you to Susan Sappington, who just signed up at joinpacman.com. And I want to say thank you to Anthony Kirkett, who just signed up at joinpacman.com using the coupon code BETTER21. They are new members 34, 35, and 36. Now, there's a lot of people that are maybe not familiar with our channel or anything. That is the published coupon code there, BETTER21. There's a secret unpublished code, which is immoral21. And that's just because it's such an extreme coupon code that the morality is in question. And so if you want, you can use that unpublished code on my website. All right. Also want to get caught up over on Twitch. Milo Wild has just gifted 5 subs. Patty Don't Surf signed up is number 6. Pedia Griffin is number 7. Lorimer is number 8. Andy of the Dead, number 9. Astro Lycos, 10. Hey, it's Larissa, 11. Beanchore Boy, number 12. Hurricane Ella, number 13. R. Gralinsky is 14. Red Team Go, number 15. Stony Dub, 16. Chill SD, 17. I think that's everybody. 17 puts us at 53. Okay. There we go. If you're just joining, everybody relax. You've missed nothing. You've missed nothing. We are standing by. The verdict expected as soon as 13 minutes from now, up to 43, sometime between the bottom of the hour and the top of the next hour. Since I have a minute, let me mention something else. So I get like 4 to 5 emails a week from people who say, sir, we've started a new platform, a social media platform, video platform, whatever. We would like you to put your content on it. We want you to post on it. We do this, we do that, whatever. And 99.9% of the times it's garbage. It's just pond scum, and it's not worth my time. I actually spent the weekend on a new platform that I'm really excited about. And what I love about this platform is that there's serious people behind it. But it's still so small that my audience is theoretically big enough that we could take over this platform right now and we could push Pac-Man coin to the top. Okay. The platform is called BitClout. BitClout. You can find it at davidpacman.com/BitClout. The top people that are actually on it are the people with these blue check marks. So it's Craig Clemens, the viral sensation, Chamath Palihapitiya, like a few other people. But we could actually, like 6,000 followers puts you at the top of this platform. So we're going to be launching a bunch of new stuff on here. We haven't launched on any new platform, I think, for months. So follow me on here. Just learn about it. That's all. It costs nothing. Like there's a token and it's like crypto based and all this different stuff. Who cares? Just follow me on it, because what I've been told is if we can get a jump start on this platform, which is expected to explode very, very soon, it could be like nobody's ever heard of. It will be more shocking than my optometry report. So that's davidpacman.com/BitClout. And I will be, I'm already posting on there. I'm actually going to be doing a couple interviews with some of the big people on the platform very soon and very strongly. So that's a new thing. I spent the weekend on that. What else did I have? The Ruben thing we already did, so I don't have to do that. Yeah, right. So am I offering anything special on BitClout? Yeah. So for the top holders, I am going to be offering a direct message thing where you can actually just direct message me and I will reply. Like I get 100 DMs a day on Instagram. I can't keep up with it. My top 20 holders will be able to direct message me and I will actually reply. That's it. That's the whole pitch. There's no other pitch happening. All right. Very good. So we've got that. What else is going on? Oh, let me look at a few other super chats. BitClout is a confirmed scam. Vids on it. Yeah, I've researched it. I don't see that at all. I think it's super interesting, actually. If I'm wrong, I'll mention it, but I spent the weekend researching. Good to see you have over 1.32 million subscribers now. What do you think the verdict will be? I have no idea. What's your take on the Maxine Waters controversy? I think it was a very bad idea for her to say, if it is an acquittal, then people need to get more confrontational. I just think I have people have been writing to me saying, David, you're not listening. You're not commenting on Maxine. I'm commenting right now. I think it was a huge mistake for her to say what she did. It is a huge mistake to say the protesters should become more confrontational if there's an acquittal. It doesn't even matter whether the jury was sequestered or not at the time. They were not. Terrible idea. Equally important in the UK, we all need this verdict. Okay. So we are standing by for the verdict. Yes, no question about that. Few other thank yous. I want to say thanks to Candy's Poppin', as well as Thurs Daddy, The Real Jesus Christ, Snesley Wipes, Sinkatash, That's for Milo Wild gifting 5 subs. Oh no, I already thanked Milo Wild, so that's 57. Having trouble keeping up with some of these numbers. Oh, whoa, hold on a second. We just got a big membership dump. Aubrey Trout, new member on my website. Sepe Sheridan has signed up. Brooks Grant, new member. Michael Truman, new member, number 4. Jonathan Poulter, number 5. Phil Willutz, number 6. Thanks to Etienne Bouteau, number 7. Marcus Zakes is new member number 8. Nuck Fig, number 9. Brant Moore is new member number 10. James Sorrell, number 11. Isabel Wright is new member number 12 on my website. And Calum King, number 13, putting us at 70. And as I mentioned, I will take some phone calls if we get to 100 after the verdict. The verdict could be just minutes away, could be 8 minutes away, could be a half hour. Could be a half hour. Any upcoming coverage of the Virginia gubernatorial election? Nothing confirmed right now. Nothing confirmed, but I'm up for covering whatever people are interested in. Let me make a note about that, so I don't forget to look into that. Chef's Pond says, thank you for covering this. My pleasure. My pleasure. Important. And obviously we hope for safety and peace and calm after the fact. Okay. You missed a few super chats. David, can you do a video on the anti-Semitic murder of Sarah Halimi? Recently, the criminal behind her murder just free. There's no justice now. I'm not familiar with that. I will look into it. I will look into that. People who are just joining, you have not missed the verdict. We are standing by for the verdict. Nothing has happened yet. Let's take a listen to what's happening here.
I'm just saying that when you're faced with mounds and mounds of testimony and weeks of your notes and weeks of 11 other jurors' notes, to be able to have something in front of you that's a chart that you can check off, that's organized by someone else, that actually coordinates with judges' instructions, I have found before is a very helpful tool for people. If you just think of it in terms of human nature, in terms of processing information, in terms of processing emotional information. So for example, I'm holding here in my hand, this is the complaint against Derek Chauvin. It's not very long, but it's just a lot of words written in prose, right? As opposed to the prosecution's chart that just had, here's the first element, here's the second element, here's the third element, and here's what you need to prove. And
okay, so we're standing by for the verdict coming momentarily, possibly as soon as 6 minutes from now, possibly a little longer. What's your take on the Frank speech launch? I looked it up yesterday. There was a 502 bad gateway error, and then I gave up. That was it. Do you have an opinion on how European and world politics is going to change when Angela Merkel leaves office after 16 years as German chancellor? I think there will be a sort of vacuum, particularly remember that when Donald Trump was elected, colloquially speaking, Angela Merkel was widely considered to have become the leader of the free world, sort of the adult in the room. And so I think there will be a question as to whether Germany is diminished in some sense in terms of global stature. I think we just don't know yet. But an interesting question. Does anyone else want to see Derek Chauvin cry like the cowardly little man he is? Oh, that's not good. That's not good. CBD shop sells Delta 8. Was great to walk in and buy openly today. Have a wonderful day. Okay. I don't even understand that. How many times have you been mistaken for American, and is it beneficial? It's rarely beneficial. It's rarely beneficial. No. But I mean, I basically am American. I was 5 when I moved to the US. Great channel, David. Valuable stuff. Thank you. Alex says happy 420. A lot of people very, very excited. Want to say thanks to Clax Johnson as well as Too Damn Lucky, Manger Poutine, as well as It's Future Man, Lokai on Twitch. That's 5. 70 plus 5 is 75. Also want to say a big thank you to Melina Peters, Aaron Benitez, Sven Egley, Jennifer Hayner, Kyle Harvey, and Lori Miller, all of whom just took advantage of some pretty vile, actually, coupon codes on my website. We are standing by for the Derek Chauvin verdict. You have not missed it. You have not missed it. You have not missed it. Yes, I'm a citizen and I vote in the United States. Let's see here. My sister is an NYPD officer. She thinks Chauvin isn't getting any punishment. I hope she's wrong. We're so close that what's the point now of speculating? We will know very soon. Very, very soon. Possible conviction on manslaughter, no confidence in other charges. Either way, lots of evidence for defense to appeal. Why should Crimea return to Crimea if most Crimeans want to be a part of Russia? I don't know that to be the case. But I would investigate it. Gomert said if you don't get justice through the court, you have to be violent. Versus Maxine, be confrontational. Get real, David. Whoa, Mike with a shot across the bow. Told my bro you were streaming, says Z Fisher. The response was good, better than having to watch Wolf Blitzer's BS. Oh my goodness. One of three brothers here and we love the show. Thank you. Does the DREAM Act have a chance in the Senate? I want to be optimistic, Chris, but it doesn't feel super strong. EJ Slemp got called to jury duty. It requires Bitcoin to follow you on BitClout. I don't know how that doesn't sound right. I'm following a bunch of people and I've done nothing on there. I've done no elements of Bitcoin. Return to Ukraine now, Septic Avenger says. Okay, yeah, we're getting sort of off there in terms of why we are here today. But a lot of people actually concerned with the Ukraine-Russia situation. There's some revolutionary leftists who are getting pretty aggressive on that issue as well. I don't really watch their shows, but some of the news summaries I get have pointed it out. And some people are kind of off the deep end, I venture to say. Love the show. Jeans keep 'em high and tight. Thanks, Jay, I think. Does a verdict mean it isn't a hung jury? Yes. If it were a hung jury, they would not say a verdict has been reached. There would be, a situation where they say the jury is unable to reach a verdict. As far as the report now is that a verdict has been reached and we are going to hear it somewhere between 1 and 31 minutes from now. So it will be impactful. And I'm being told jurors are in the room. Okay. Oh, looks like we have some live audio. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Toady Capote has subbed on Twitch, as well as Flurries, Colors ATK as well, and Trish the Dish, as well as Hack Fooey, putting us at 86. I see people asking about phones. We will do phones. We will do phones if we get to 100, and we're headed in that direction, so we may very well do that. Are there people of color on the jury? Yes. Yes. There are at least biracial people on the jury, and people in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong. It is not a hung jury as far as we know. It is a verdict, and we are expecting it very soon. Very, very soon. Do I think there will be violence? I don't know. I don't know. I hope not. And my thought was that after the jury, whatever it is, after the jury verdict, we will figure out what stream may be carrying the aftermath. Let me see who is going to cover that. Maybe NBC. We'll just have some backup streams. I'm as curious as others. Whatever the verdict is, I'm curious.
And racial tensions between.
Okay. So we're going to follow that. Let's make sure we've got strong HD video, at least as strong as we can. I'm hoping for a peaceful situation. If civil occurs, I'm guessing you mean if civil unrest occurs. What is your opinion of the argument that Maxine Waters' statement, "We've got to get more confrontational," could be considered inciting a riot? I don't. Just curious on your take. I don't think it's inciting a riot, but I think that her comments were just a bad idea. And other there's people saying Trump said much worse. Yeah, okay, Trump's an idiot. Trump's horrifying. That's not a reason to defend. I just think it was a bad idea. Who does anyone think it's a good? What's the argument that it's a good idea for in the last days of a trial for Maxine Waters to say what she did? Like, convince me that it's a good idea. Guilty or not, the day will not end well, says Pepe Xanadu. Savior Jake wants a moment of silence right now. Moment of silence is a little odd on a stream. We remember what happened in Columbine, but I've never done a moment of silence on the stream, and I'm just not sure about that right now. Just seems kind of strange. Okay. Someone says, did I know I was at 1.32 million subscribers? I didn't, but I know now. Now I know. Thank you for letting me know. A moment of acknowledgement. Yes, we acknowledge, let's see, anniversary of Columbine. I'm not sure of the date offhand. It's today. Okay. We acknowledge the anniversary of the Columbine shooting. Horrifying. Horrifying. In a sense, that shooting is, in my mind, sort of the start of like the modern mass shooting era. Is it wrong to remember it that way? I know there were mass shootings before that, of course, but it's sort of like a, it's not. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm right. People are disagreeing. Okay. When the verdict is read, says Peter, one side or the other will suffer consequences. I highly doubt a hung jury will satisfy these Minnesotans. Yeah, you don't have to talk about a hung jury because as far as we know, there's a verdict. Oliver says, I wonder what shenanigans faux news is reporting on right now instead of nationally relevant news. I'm sure I would bet money that Fox is carrying the verdict. Has anyone considered he may be found guilty of all charges except for murder? That's a question for those in the audience. The requisite comments that my coupon code isn't working. It's working fine. A whole bunch of people have already signed up. There's 2 coupon codes, Better21. That's the published coupon code. Then there's the secret coupon code, Immoral21. Both are working perfectly. Okay. Cromag says, I know this isn't your usual thing, but could you do a segment on Fetterman for Pennsylvania Senate? I'm a fan, but curious on your feelings about him. I'll do you one better. We're trying to get him on the show and actually interview him. I don't think he's responded, but we are trying to get John Fetterman on the program. Should Biden do something if it's not guilty? No, come on, guys. I'm not an authoritarian, so that is not, I would never say something like that. That's not the way the system works. I want to say thanks to Do You Grok as well as Short Brief, Bobo Fetra, and Jimmy for signing up via Twitch. Bobo Fetra actually had a message. Hey, David, can you say hi to my friend Jeffrey? We work together. I introduced him to your live streams. Thanks for all you do. Yes, of course. Hi, Jeffrey. Great to have you here. Will I take phone calls after? I probably will. We have a goal of 100 website members and Twitch subs. We're at 90. So if that's the case, I will. It's always via Discord. We have gotten rid. I actually got I got a message from Jimmy from Philly the other day. In fact, I should look at whether I have voicemails from Jimmy from Philly. Emailed me and said, it's I'm getting a busy signal. And I said, well, you're calling the wrong number, Jimmy. Let me see here. Oh, thanks to ODW for gifting 10 subs. That puts us at 100. So the phone lines will indeed open. Okay, let me see if I have any Jimmy from Philly stuff, because he asked for the voicemail number. Hold on, I've got him. Let's see who this is.
Hi, David. I just need you to understand that you have framed this Trump problem in an entirely...
Is this Jimmy from Philly? I can't even tell. Let me see here. No, this is a Northern California area code.
Wrong frame. What you need to understand is that we, as a society, as a whole, have basically confirmed Donald Trump's assertion that he could stand in the middle of the street and shoot somebody.
This guy keeps calling back, but I guess it's not Jimmy.
And my various assertions to the very facts at which I'm pointing, are the reasons that my account has been locked
Okay, yeah, we're going to get away from that. So anyway, I guess I don't. He asked for the number, Jimmy did, but then I guess he never called in. I do have one from the Eggman, though, which you may find interesting.
Hey, Dave. Regarding like the current gun violence in our country for the past forever.
Yeah.
I feel that expanded background checks that we're all talking about it's not going to help at all. I think that enforcing the current laws that we do have right now is not going to help at all. And I think that creating red flag laws and enforcing the red flag laws in conjunction with the enhanced background checks is not going to help at all. None of this is going to help. Dave, the only way to get rid of the gun violence is to make guns illegal. We have to take the guns. If people want guns,
whoa, that's aggressive.
To be registered, inspected, and insured. Inspected every year, just like a car, to make sure it wasn't altered. There's really no other way. So I'm asking you, is all this talk about expanded background checks and voting on stuff, is that all political theater?
The thing is, so even if his ideas are good, it'll never happen. I mean, it's just a losing. I mean, it's just never going to happen. So I don't know why there are things we could get done. I don't know why we would go to things that are never going to happen. Here's actually the Eggman on Chauvin. Let's listen to this.
Hey, Dave, I just want to say that when the defense for Derek Chauvin said that George Floyd could have been sleeping or suntanning or getting massage when he's laying down there on his stomach, at that point, I knew they lost. I knew it. I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
He's not going to get 40 years. He's not going to get 20, but he'll get 12 years, okay? I'm betting 12 years he's going to get. There'll still be angry riding people, and I would never eat a chocolate chip cookie that you made. Do not put applesauce or some other emulsifiers. That's disgusting. I'd rather eat a cookie from this racist, horrible defense lawyer. Shalom, brother.
All right. So there's the Eggman weighing in really strongly on some of these cookie elements and not pleased. Okay. So that's that. We've gone through all my various voicemails. Thank you very much. Okay, David, something may have changed with BitCloud in the last couple days. See my last super chat. Okay, I will look into that. Guys, everybody relax. I'm staying with your stream, David, but Status Coup is live from outside the court. They are indie investigative journals. Yes, Status Coup, I once wrongly said was a Trump channel. It's not a Trump channel. And let's see what they are doing. Non-Trump channel Status Coup is live. Let's see what they've got going on just very, very strongly here. Okay. Okay, good. This is good. So Status Coup doing a good job. They are down on the ground, and we will get a sense of the situation there as soon as the jury verdict is read. Okay. All right, good. So we've got that, and we should be no more than 20 minutes from the verdict at this point in time. Should be no more than 20 minutes. Lavender says, thanks for everything. Wish I could give more. JB says, I just had to support with what I have. You're a nice person, and you put things into perspective. Thank you. Trump was president last time the phone lines came on. They're coming on today, my friend. They're coming on today. Look at these numbers. Devil Can't Cry has just gifted 2 subs. Devoff Bar has just subbed. Tiny Aim. Ferdsteiger. Greater Candle. That's like 106, I think. And then look at what's happening on the website right now. I've never seen anything like this. Valerie Habraken just signed up on my website. Ryan Whedon signed up. Judy Dean, thanks, Judy. Jonathan Taylor has just signed up. Gage Leonard is a new member. Aaron Brooks has signed up. Don Hunt is a new member. Cliff Cooper has just signed up. Chris Gentry has just signed up, putting us at 113. I hope I'm pronouncing most of these names correctly. Some I do struggle with, but I'm doing the best I can. Hey, David, you were my conversion to the left. No matter the verdict, everyone stay safe. How much would we have to pay you to read Fox in Socks by Dr. Swess while impersonating John Lithgow? Oh, I don't even know that there's an amount for that. Happy 429. Greg Smith is the worst. Status Quo has the best on-the-ground reporting of the protests. Support them. Thanks to David for the stream. Should Justice Democrats vote as a bloc and make progressive demands like Manchin does? Who are the Justice Democrats right now? Like, who is in, I guess, the House, right? There's no Justice Democrat senators, I believe. Who is in the House? Like, how big is that bloc? I know very little about it. Does anybody know? Nobody knows. Oh, boy. 12? There's 12 Justice Democrats? All right. David, beautiful bathers checking in. Did you ever fill the position as Pat understudy, my brother? So we're entering the interview phase. We had this new position we announced. We had about 350 people initially apply. Once the position description was provided after an initial sort of a triage where non-U.S. workers were eliminated and there were some others that weren't good fits, 350. I think we sent the job description to about 300. After that, only about 250 said they want to go forward. We sent a skills test to those 250. That dropped it to about, maybe 100 or 125. And then on the basis of the skill tests, we were able to eliminate actually most people. And now we are in the interview phase, which starts this week. And we're down to, a smaller number. So we will, it's a process. It's a process. Thanks for your hard work, David. Enjoying the show, says Dutch McFadden. They need to hurry up. I have a meeting at 2 p.m. Pacific. Miss Liv says, thanks for being a voice of reason. Big fan. What's your opinion on a healthcare system like the one in Denmark? I've studied the different European healthcare systems, although I don't remember exactly how Denmark's works. I'm more familiar with the French system and the German system, so I'd need a refresher on how it works. I live in Minneapolis. The suspense of this verdict is driving me crazy. If Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd, my brother Imez would probably still be alive. Well, I don't know. That sounds bad. I don't know the details of that, but I'm sorry to hear that. Well, there will be riots if it's not guilty, says The Lost Legacy. Michael says, doctoral candidate in human conditioning and fear pathology. Sadly, on both sides, people aren't looking for justice. They are looking for permission. Have you thought about selling a David Pakman hat? Not really, no. I haven't thought about that. That's not something I've looked at in any real detail. If you're just joining us, we are standing by. Oh, hold on a second. I got to ban someone. Sorry. And ban hammer. There we go. Sorry for the interruption. We are standing by for the Derek Chauvin verdict. Status Quo is live on the ground. Let's listen.
So, fingers crossed, praying that justice is served.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Keep this. You need to get back in the middle there. There's a lot of press here.
I'm live on the radio.
Okay, so keeping an eye on the situation outside the courthouse, and then this is inside the courthouse. Oh, the squeaky gavel. I still have the gavel. It's just kind of, we had a technical issue today, and it led to the gavel sort of being tossed far from my desk. I don't need it because I don't have any unban requests to adjudicate. Oh, no, I do. Hold on a second. Hold on, let me see if I can grab it. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Okay. So on Twitch, you can request an unban if you've been banned, and then I will adjudicate it. Okay, so let's do that right now. Here is a user named Upstairs Humor who said, David's entire audience is filled with disgusting shills who would kill themselves if Bernie told them to do so. That's pretty bad. They were banned. They've now requested an unban saying the heat of the that was in January. They've now said the heat of the 2020 election got the better of me and I made some stupid comments. Apologies to David and the moderator team for that. You know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that that's a good faith change. They came back today, 3 months after they were banned, to say that. I want to believe the best in people, so I am going to adjudicate that. unbanned. Let's give them a chance. Let's give them a chance. Moderators, keep a very close eye. Very, very close eye. Next unban request is from a user who came in and said David Pakman misspelled in triple parentheses, which is a anti-Semitic dog whistle or dog whistle. And then their unban request is lol, so it's true. It's true that I'm Jewish. It's true that it's funny that I'm Jewish. That is going to be denied. Oh, that was weird. It glitched. Hold on. It's this side. There it is. That is denied and made permanent. That is a permaban. That concludes the unban requests for today. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. It didn't squeak. I think what happened is the air comes out right here. And I think I might have just so perfectly done it that it just blocked the air. That was strange. All right, so that's unban requests for the time being. You just signed up on my website and I didn't thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me thank people right now. I want to say thanks to Cameron Underhill for the joinpacman.com subscription. Adam Els for signing up. Christian Scardina has signed up. Colin Schimpf is a new member. And Kathy Snow. Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate that. That puts us at 118. I also want to say thanks on Twitch to the Hoosier Daddy. This is Slammin'. Scroot Scamander. Spit Happens. As well as Tangela Irene, Deb Kintai. That's 4. Putting us at 122. Everybody relax. We haven't missed the verdict. We're waiting for the verdict. It's scheduled for right now. Should be within the next 12 minutes. Have I thought of wrestling Sam Cedar in a cage match? I would do Australian rules boxing, and John Wayne Parr would coach me. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with John Wayne Parr. I guess he's a kickboxer, but he's a big fan of the show, and I would get him to coach me. And then I would get celebrity chef Tyler Florence to design my my diet for training. That would be my team. It would be Tyler Florence, and then John Wayne Parr would train me. It's nice to know even if convicted, Chauvin will be able to get a job with the police. Sarcasm. David, is that the band hammer from Chapulín, Colorado? Yes, it is. Exactly. David, have you been keeping up with the Hikaru Feingold chess drama? No. What's going on? What's going on with Hikaru and Ben? I know that Ben was doing some kind of sub battle with Hikaru. Can anybody catch me up on it? I don't know what's going. I thought they were getting along to some degree. I don't know. Maybe somebody can let me know. Who's mad at what? Like, my guess is Ben doesn't like the drama. The chess drama was between Chessbra and Hikaru. Yeah, someone's gonna have to let me know off stream. Hikaru doesn't care. Feingold compared Nakamura to Trump. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get away from that because I don't think most of my audience cares about it. I do care. I'm like in that world a little bit, but I think my audience doesn't care. Sorry, guys. Who's physically stronger, you or Pat? Pat is like twice my size. So on a pound for pound basis, it could be a fight, but in a raw muscle, it's clearly Pat's like a foot taller than me. That's not, it couldn't possibly be close. I'm so sad this happened in Minneapolis because it's one of my favorite cities with wonderful people. Have you been? I have. I've been to Minneapolis once, and it was for the Netroots Nation Progressive Media Conference. Beautiful city. Have I cared for martial arts as a hobby? No, I didn't. When I was a kid, when I was 7, I did karate. I believe it was Shorin Ryu or something like that. And I got like the little green tip. It was like a 2-inch tip. They stuck to the end of my belt. And then we went to Argentina to visit family, and I just never went back. That's my, that's it. That's it. Would I go on Steven Crowder's show for a debate? I would, but like, is it comedy or is it serious? Because when I was on Joe Rogan's show, Rogan told me Crowder is a comedian. So I don't know. We'd have to clear that up. David, any updates on the mayoral race Nina Turner is running in? I thought she was running for Congress. Nina Turner is running for mayor? I could have sworn she was running for Congress. Does anybody know? It is Congress, yeah. I don't know what this mayoral thing is. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's Congress, okay. Found out my brother listens to your show. That made me very happy. We both appreciate your ability for nuanced discussion. 2 million subs this year. I don't think so. I don't think there's any way we are hitting 2 million YouTube subscribers this year. Let me take a look at the Social Blade trajectory. Future projections. Let's take a look. I would be shocked if it's even remotely feasible. Let's look at when it predicts 2 million. Wow, it's actually not that. So it's not going to be this calendar year, but according to Social Blade, we're on track for 2 million subs within 14 months. That's actually not bad. That's really not bad because we just hit our first. They say your first million's your toughest. That's interesting, and that could be accelerated to some extent, maybe. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go back and see what's happening outside the courthouse.
Racial disparity for education, employment, and law enforcement. Justice is living in the world where we have these conversations and don't try to cover it up. And we came out here for George Floyd. What's his name? Say his name! Say his name!
So a lot happening completely peacefully outside the courthouse right now, and we are standing by for the verdict any minute. Any minute, supposed to be within the next 7 minutes. Okay. Will the Floyd death encourage patrons to stop police if similar scenario occurs? That's a big hype. I don't know. I don't think so. Joe Mama says, congratulations on 20,000 live stream viewers. Oh, is that right? Oh, look at that. We've got, 20K live on YouTube and 2K live on Twitch. That's great. I think we're live on YouTube, on Facebook as well. Hold on, let's take a look here. We are live on Facebook. I don't know how many people are watching on Facebook, but facebook.com/David Pakman Show. Let's take a look. Oh, another 2K. Okay, so this is a nice stream. 24,000. I like that. Yeah, that's great. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are anticipating the George Floyd, Derek Chauvin verdict imminently and eminently. I don't know. Will I make it on Matt Dillahunty's show? Oh yeah, hopefully. It's just been crazy. I haven't been really doing any other shows other than that one I did with Realtor Kevin Paffrath. FYI. Oh, Juvian Hernandez is explaining to me the Ben Hikaru drama. Hikaru issued YouTube strikes against Ben and others out of nowhere, then backtracked after negative publicity. Check out Ben's video. I'm not going to do that now because I know a lot of people in my audience don't care about that, but I'll check it out later. About to witness history with my friend Angel. Thanks for the platform, David. Yeah, we are all standing by. We're all standing by. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to see if there is any additional info. This was announced that it would be between 3:30 and 4 Central Time, which is now. Not seeing any changes. So as far as I know, we're still expecting the verdict any second. And someone told me that the jury is actually in the room. We are seeing that the National Guard has been activated. Now, I don't think that that's breaking news. I believe the National Guard was activated days ago. Yeah. Okay. Very good. David, I live in Florida, but from the Turks and Caicos. Would love to hear your thought on Caribbean vacation. Hope you visit at some point. Yeah, I was just in Aruba 10 days ago. And I don't know if technically Aruba is considered Caribbean. I know it's further south. There's this little tip of Venezuela that's only like 6 miles or 6 or 7 miles from Aruba. So I don't know if Aruba is even considered Caribbean, but I'm interested in getting to know more of the Caribbean for sure. And increasingly, I'm doing more and more banking there. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm doing my banking in Switzerland, of course. What is my chess rating? Depending on the time control and website, 1,000 to 1,250, something like that. Do Discord server boosters do something on your Discord server? I believe they give us more features. More features. I did not see Stephen Kenneth Destiny Bennell II in Aruba. He arrived a few days after I left. Hello from Australia, says Matt, watching the stream while riding the train to work. All the best, and hopefully justice is served. We are standing by for it. We are standing by. Let me say a few thank yous to some people that I missed. I want to say thanks to Soul Thief, as well as This Is Slammin', John Boy as well. That's 3, putting us at 125. Also, on my website, I want to say thank you to Rod Henderson, who signed up. Sean Robbins is a new member. Jackie Hoxie is a new member. And Bonzo K are all new members. People asking, why is it better to sign up on my website? Listen, it's all good, but every platform takes a bunch of money. They want slices and slices and slices. On our website, we just pay 2% to swipe credit and debit cards. That would be the reason to do it there. But I don't, whatever you want to do. This feels like the OJ verdict all over again. To some degree, it does. To some degree, it does. We have multiple video streams from outside the courthouse. Let's listen in a little bit. This is Status Coup, not a Trumpist channel. Take a listen.
If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, cause Black Lives Matter, cause Black Lives Matter.
Okay, so we are standing by in the courtroom any minute now. We are now just 2 minutes from the end of the window that was promised here. Benjamin says, is David a gamer? Not really. Not really. David, Aruba is officially in the Dutch West Indies group of islands. Does that mean not in the Caribbean? Mile away from the Colorado capital, I'm scared. Denver PD loves nothing more than abusing people. Second to doing absolutely nothing. Know where I'll be. What would it take for Fox to cut ties with some of the more radical propagandistic fearmongers they give a platform to? That it becomes not profitable. Period. I think that's it. Geshmakes has looked it up. Aruba is indeed in the mid-South Caribbean. Okay. Super effed up that black and brown people are essentially paying police through taxes to ice us and our kids. More complicated than that, but a horrible situation right now involving police in the United States. And, I think I want to be careful that I always sort of fully explain my positions on these issues, which I've done on a variety of YouTube clips. Oh, hold on. You mentioned, Jimmy from Philly, you mentioned me moments after I left you my first voicemail on your new line. Okay, let's see. And Jimmy also says he's banned on YouTube. Jimmy, I never banned you. Excuse me. I never banned you on YouTube. If you want to be unbanned, I need you to send me a link to your YouTube profile. That's the only way. Okay. Let's see. Jimmy from Philly. I'm not finding it. Jimmy from Philly. Oh, wait, is this it?
Jimmy from Philly.
Oh, here it is. Hold on a second. I see what's going on. So Jimmy's back. Let's listen real quick.
David, Jimmy from Philly. What? So I'd love to join again, but since you got me shadow banned on
not this.
YouTube, I'm not going to do it. So if you lift the ban, I'll join again, but, you're probably not going to do that, so I don't give a fuck. But I have a story where a black cop set me up, claimed that a black cop on South Street in Philadelphia, which is like, I don't know, South Street is kind of like.
My guess is I'll have to cut this because it will get inappropriate.
How could you describe South Street? South Street has a bunch of bars. It has a bunch of different, like, eclectic stores.
Eclectic?
It's like a party place. And I walked by a few cops. They were ticketing like a 90-some-year-old black woman, and there was like 5 cops around the car.
All right, I'm done. Let's go to the next one.
Hey, David,
Oh, whoops, that's not even Jimmy from Philly. That's someone else from the same area code. Sorry, hold on.
Jimmy from Philly, white. David, I'm watching your live stream now on the Chauvin thing, just so you know.
Okay, there's another Jimmy from Philly message. And then here's another one.
David, Jimmy from Philly.
By the way, what's that weird beeping at the beginning of every voicemail? It's only from him.
So I just joined at the soy boy level, $1.99. That sounds appropriate.
Wow. You know, here's a real question. Should I be flattered or depressed that Jimmy from Philly has off and on been a financial supporter of the show, despite the fact that we have such political differences and his political views are disgusting? Like, is it flattering or depressing? I genuinely don't know. It's both, some people say. Okay, that's interesting. It's just funny. It's neither. And we've got more anti-Semitic banhammers being dropped. It's both, people seem to be saying. Okay. It's depressing. Okay. Flattering. Yeah, I don't know. David, what are your thoughts on Biden's infrastructure plan? Will it pass? I don't think it will pass in its initial form. I think it will pass in some other form. Also, as someone from Philly, Jimmy is an asshat and doesn't represent my city. Josiah says, my fiance Ryan and I watch you all the time. Thanks for your reporting. You are a joy to watch and listen to. Also, please stay safe. Absolutely stay safe. Yeah. I'm told that we're getting very close, very, very close to the verdict. Why do you think people struggle to disavow violence perpetrated by those on their side politically? I don't know. I've never struggled with that. So you'd have to talk to someone who does. Corey says, tell Joe Dykstra to get back to work. Yeah, get back to work, Joe. Helen asks, have I got time to pop to the loo before the verdict? That sounds like a British phraseology. And that was a super chat delivered in British pounds. I don't know, Helen, at this point. I don't know. Rise again says, Jimmy, when we say all cops are bastards, that includes black cops. Wow. Okay. I'm not a part of that movement myself. But I guess that's for people who are part of it to talk about. We continue to see live video from Status Quo from outside the courthouse in Minneapolis and in Minnesota. Is it Minneapolis? I guess it is. And we are continuing to stand by for the jury verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial. I see hand sanitizer and a person moving in the reflection in the lower left. So maybe that means that we are soon going to be getting this verdict. Oh,
please be seated.
And that is now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Verdict in the George Floyd killing. Stand back and stand by.
All rise for the jury.
Jury is now entering. We don't want to miss a second of this.
All right, please be seated. Members of the jury, I understand you have a verdict.
Gonna make notes about each charge.
Members of the jury, I will now read the verdicts as they will appear in the permanent records of the 4th Judicial District.
Here we go.
State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota Plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, Defendant. Verdict, Count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to Count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty.
Guilty.
Agreed to this 20th day of April, 2020.
Wow.
1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict, count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty.
Wow.
Agreed to this 20th day of April, 2020.
Whoa.
At 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict, count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2020.
Wow.
1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson 019. Members of the jury, I'm now going to ask you individually if these are
guilty on
verdicts.
all counts.
Please respond yes or no. Juror number 2, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Oh my
Juror
goodness.
number 9, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 19, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 27, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 44, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 52, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 55, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 79, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 85, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 89, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 91, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 92, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Are these your verdicts, so say you one, so say you all?
Yes.
Members of the jury, I find that the verdicts as read reflect the will of the jury and will be filed accordingly.
Wow.
I have to thank you on behalf of the people of the state of Minnesota.
Guilty on all counts.
But heavy-duty jury service. What I'm going to ask you to do now is to follow the deputy back into your usual room, and I will join you in a few minutes to answer questions and to advise you further. So,
wow.
All rise for the jury.
I guess the lawyer didn't really do too well with the cookie thing. I am shocked at guilty on all counts. Wow. Now, sentencing is a separate question, remember, of course.
All right, be seated.
This could signal a change.
With the guilty verdicts returned, we're going to have Blakely, you may file a written argument as to Blakely factors within 1 week. The court will issue findings on the Blakely factors, the factual findings, 1 week after that. We'll order a PSI immediately returnable in 4 weeks. And we will also have a briefing on, after you get the PSI, 6 weeks from now, and then 8 weeks from now, we will have sentencing.
Wow,
We'll
2
get
more
you the
months.
Exact dates in a scheduling order. Is there a motion on behalf of the state?
Your Honor, the state would move to have the court revoke the defendant's bail and remand him into custody pending sentencing.
Bail is revoked, bond is discharged, and the defendant is remanded to the custody.
Wow.
Of the sheriff. Anything further?
Things are getting very real.
Thank you.
Unbelievable. Wow. And the handcuffs going on Derek Chauvin after 3 guilty verdicts and being led away by court officers.
We're adjourned.
And court has now adjourned. This is a do not pass go. Do not collect $200, go straight to jail situation. Wow. Wow. Presumably, let's see now what's going on outside. Do we know if the crowd knows the verdict is the question? They do know. Okay.
Don't you forget it, because they're going to get on TV and say that the system works, but they'll be lying. The system don't work, didn't work. We work. We work. Who works? We work. This is our victory. Whose victory? Our victory. Whose victory? Whose victory?
That was beautiful, bro.
I did not expect guilty on all charges. I did not expect guilty on all charges. But that is something. And that is, those are the results. Unbelievable. And I didn't even look into what sort of sentence there could be, because I assumed it would be weeks. It's going to be 2 months actually until sentencing. But absolutely definitive, unanimous guilty verdict on all 3 counts against Derek Chauvin. And what I was starting to say before was this may signal a change. This may be a message that it's not going to be as simple for use of force by police to lead to acquittals or deals in the future. It could be a wake-up call. And the best case scenario would be this is an opportunity to really make the reforms to policing that people like me have been outlining for a very long time. It should be a wake-up call. Incredible. I am surprised that guilty on all 3 counts. Let's open the phone lines, as I promised I would. When I promised to open the phone lines, I will do it. You can talk to me right now at davidpakman.com/Discord in the waiting lobby. That is how we take...
el término que uno tiene que pasar en la cárcel. En ciertos casos se suman, pero en la situación de Derek Chauvin se van a tener que correr paralelo.
The heck is going on here?
Lo que tocaste es el tema de la opción.
This went over to CNN en español. Okay. But we're now away from that. Okay, let's hear from a few people in the waiting lobby via Discord. Before I do that, whoa, everything going wrong here. I want to say thank you. I don't want to miss anybody. Danny Chong just got a website membership. David Newman just signed up on my website. They are new members number 130 and 131. Also, Chuck Makes It, as well as Pink Bunny, JMC, Freedom Jesus have signed up. Trithton, Sobi. I think that's it as far as Twitch goes. Thanks very much. Okay, let's listen to a few people here. Let's go directly to Brian from Arizona. You were on the air.
Let's go directly to Brian from Arizona.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hey. Wow, first person. Well, I just watched the verdict and really happy with it. I have some questions related to other policy things, though, if you don't mind.
We're really doing Chauvin stuff right now. Give me one other question. Let's not do a list, but maybe give me one other.
Okay. Well, I guess one thing, if we want to stay a little, one thing I was wondering about is you just were closing up that job search for one of your guys' editors.
Yes.
And you required them to have a college degree?
Yes.
And I was just wondering, why? Because there's a lot of people doing that with college, requiring college degrees, even though the position doesn't necessarily. So what made you do that?
It's really a filter, because even with that, we got 350 applications. And when people wrote in and made the case that they should be allowed to apply anyway, I allowed them when they said, if they otherwise were good fits. But otherwise, we would have had 700 applications. It was already untenable.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. Cool. The quick policy thing I had, and maybe you can address this later in your show in a segment, but I really want, I've just always been worried about China lately, and especially with all their human rights stuff. And I wondered, what kind of things you think the Biden administration should do. Obviously, we don't want to go to war or anything, but what kind of more strongman tactic, or not strongman, but strong actions could the Biden administration take to prevent China from doing all these human rights abuses?
If I were Biden, before doing more to China, I would first undo the disastrous trade war Trump escalated. And that's going to take some time. And whether you can do that and at the same time punish China for human rights abuses, I don't know. But my priority would be, first, let's fix Ideally, in the first 6 months, let's try to find an off-ramp to Trump's trade policy with China, which has been disastrous for American business.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's see what else is on people's minds. Let's go to Julie from Burlingame, California. You're on the air. Julie from Burlingame, California. You're on the air.
Can you hear me, David?
Yes, I can.
Great. Thank you. I am very relieved with this verdict. I'm surprised, but pleasantly, in that this needs to be an example set, for our future, because we need accountability, and it's at the point where things. I know there's probably going to be trouble, regardless of what the outcome or what the the verdict was.
So far, it's looking like everybody's remaining calm. I mean, I hope that that's not the case.
I agree. I think that's great, and I also I have a guest recommendation for you. I don't know how you book people. Are you familiar? You're probably familiar with the Stanford prison experiment of 1970.
Indeed.
I feel like that Phil Zimbardo.
He's been on. We've had him on before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, check out my YouTube channel. It's in the archive. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I should have checked first. Well, thank you very much for your coverage, and I'm glad to be subscribed.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. There is Julie from Burlingame. Let's go next to Corey from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, I mean, I'm really happy with the outcome of the trial. I was, like you, I was kind of skeptical, especially on the third-degree murder charge.
Yeah.
But when I looked up earlier today, trying to find information, I saw that people were taking actual bets on the trial, and I was wondering what your opinion on that is.
I mean, people can bet on what, I don't care. People can bet on whatever they want. I mean, if somebody will take your action, I don't have any moral problem with it, really, I guess. I mean, it's just a market.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't bet. I mean, I don't bet on anything, but there are, you can bet on whatever. At this point, you can bet on anything. It's not particularly classy, I guess. But
yeah, I guess the fact that I feel weird that they were betting on the murder of someone.
Right. Well, they were betting on a legal outcome, I guess. But I wouldn't do it. Yeah. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. But hey, anyways, thanks for taking my call. I'm a first-time caller. Love your show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Really strong calls today, actually. Let's go next to, I don't know. Why don't we go to David from Florida? David, are you calling from Florida or Florida?
Hey, David, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, David, it's Florida.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had it wrong. Thank you.
No, it's Florida because, you have all the open news down here. You never know.
Right.
Especially spring break. Hey, David, thanks for taking my call. My initial reactions are, I think, as you stated, this may be a change.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, we're such a national society now with the 24-hour news and connected with social media that, what happens here is going to reverberate throughout the country, but also, the Western world, right?
Right.
And so I think a lot of things that people maybe internalizing this more now about your vote does matter, right? Your vote does matter for president as much as it matters for your local office. And, this jury was by and of the peers of the community, but I still think there's a greater thing going on here too, in terms of like who's in office and who we elect.
I think there is. I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't necessarily directly relate to this verdict, but I think the point is that outputs are directly caused by inputs. And I think that's an important point for us to remember.
Totally agree, man. Thank you so much.
All right. My pleasure. David from Florida. Let's see who else we want to talk to. Let's go to Gabriella from Italy. Gabriella, you were on the air.
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. Well, I'm glad that I watched this historic moment with your live stream. I actually had a pressing question on vaccine passports.
Sure.
So you've been talking about on your show how it's completely normal for a private company to require certain vaccines and things like that, which I completely agree with. However, I am against vaccine passports for the fact that, and I want to hear your opinion on this, that the COVID-19 vaccine under the WTO is only patented by certain countries, whereas vaccines like for measles, for example, are generic patents, meaning that poorer countries can reproduce these vaccines, whereas the COVID-19 vaccine hasn't yet been patented as a generic drug.
True.
So poorer countries are unable to reproduce it, meaning that they would not be able to travel with these private airlines due to the lack of access to the patent.
So when you say you're against a vaccine passport, when you say, you mean by who? You're saying a travel requirement by a country for tourists or an airline for passengers, or what exactly are you saying?
I would say that a vaccine passport for international travel, such as I know that Israel and the EU have been trying to implement, like the EU specifically has said, we want tourists to have a vaccine.
Okay, but again, so you're saying that at the country level or at the airline level?
More specifically at the country level, but also for the airlines. I mean, if it's an international flight, it would make it difficult for people from poorer countries to travel internationally if private airlines are saying that you need.
I agree with you that that's certainly a concern. I think that it just has to be figured out where maybe there is an I mean, listen, right now, nobody's allowed to travel. So I think the argument that when you go from nobody, you know, if you have an example of a country where no one's allowed to go, and then you go to some people are allowed to go, saying you shouldn't allow some people to go with a vaccine because you should just make it no one until everyone's vaccinated. I think that that's probably dubious. I'm open to the idea that, for example, whatever country, France might say, if you're coming from a country that is already 50% vaccinated, then you have to have a vaccine. Whereas countries that don't yet have access, you can take a negative test on both sides or something like that. You know, I'm open to figuring that out in some way.
Yeah, I just believe that there needs to be more discussion on the fact that poorer countries don't have access to this patent, which is a problem in and of itself that is not yet patented as a generic drug.
Sure, I agree with you. I'm with you there.
Thank you so much for the call.
All right, Gabriella from Italy. Let's go next to Billy from New York. Billy from New York, you're on the air. Billy from New York, you're on the air.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting to get on. I was like, what do you think the likelihood of a mistrial, I think it was called?
No, mistrial's gone. So they asked for a mistrial already. We now have a verdict. We have a verdict. So the Maxine Waters stuff could be used for an appeal in theory, but we do not have a mistrial. We have a verdict.
Okay. And do you think there's any chance that this may have been possible, like sometimes people are saying intimidation for the jury?
Yeah, well, I think that's the argument that would be made on an appeal. And I think that there's a chance that it could be successful. I'm actually worried about that. Sentencing is in 8 weeks for people asking about that.
That's all I was wondering about.
All right. Thanks very much. Great to hear from you. Let's talk to a couple of other people. Why don't we go to Sammy from Indiana? Sammy from Indiana, you're on the air. Hey, by the way, people messaging me and calling me on Discord, guys, the only way is you get in the waiting lobby. Do not send me any messages. Do not try to call me on Discord. Okay, sorry, Sammy, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, my sort of question for you is, so of course I agree with everything that happened and transpired.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say that had not all 3 counts, even if he were charged with one of the 3 counts, there might have been severe violence. Like
charged or convicted? Hold on, charged or convicted? Which one are you referring
to? Just charged. I think like even today, if not all 3 charges were passed, just one of them
passed,
maybe even none of them.
You're talking about conviction, not charges, right?
Yeah, conviction. Yeah, sorry.
You're saying if with the 3 charges, if he had only been convicted on one, you believe there would have been violence?
Yes. Okay. Do you think that's necessarily a bad thing? Because I do think public pressure was sort of instrumental in the outcome. But at the same time, there's this idea of respecting our institutions and all that. So I wanted your perspective on that.
I'm against violence, and it's a hypothetical. What would have happened with only one conviction? That we had 3 convictions, and for now things seem very peaceful. I have to ask, Sammy, are you wrapping sandwiches in deli paper?
No, but I am speaking through my headphones. So
you are, okay. All right, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, listen, let's hope for continued peaceful demonstration.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Thank you very much for the call. Appreciate that. We're hearing from some very interesting people today. I like it. Let's go next to Tyler from Illinois. Tyler, you're on the air.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. I'm obviously really happy with everything with the trial and anything, but I'm gonna kind of take a really quick pivot on something that I saw in the news.
Sure.
So I've been always really interested in the Middle East, the Kurdish question, ISIS, and all that kind of stuff. And so I think again, talking about the hypocrisy of the conservatives is that Lindsey Graham went on and talked and blamed President Biden for the increase of ISIS in the Middle Eastern area, which I think is really funny because the increase of in ISIS in the Middle East is a direct consequence of Donald Trump removing a lot of our troops from aiding the Kurds. And I just think it's a really, I think it's the hypocrisy of the conservatives because before, everyone, I believe everyone was kind of hesitant when Trump talked about removing troops from the Kurds, but the Conservative Party, instead of saying, well, maybe we should reinstate, troops helping in the Middle East, they instead turned to Biden with, in his first 100 days and blamed the rise of ISIS on him instead of their predecessor.
Yeah, it's not, you're completely right. It's hypocrisy and it's delusional, but it's not even just on this issue that they're doing it. They're doing it on everything from gas prices to COVID deaths. It's nonsense hypocrisy, and unfortunately, a lot of them fall for it.
I know, and it's just funny because I remember when they said, "Oh, Donald Trump has created peace in the Middle East," and I'm like, I think these conservatives must be delusional because
between countries that already weren't in conflict.
Exactly, and I'm like, he's making these faux pas peace deals, saying, "Oh, look at me, I did this," when he's first we're destroying our relationship with Palestine, which is, a whole topic within of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But then him saying, well, we're just going to pull all of our troops from the Kurds, and then took no accountability for it. And the conservatives are like, well, since we want to blame Biden for, something that obviously wasn't his fault, we'll just use, the Kurds again, like they always like to, push the blame towards.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, Joe Biden became president, and within a few weeks, we landed a rover on Mars. So I think that's also really a big thing for Biden, too.
Yeah, it is. But again, I just think it's funny how the conservatives are saying, oh, well, Trump is, most normal people would see what's going on in the Middle East and saying, well, Trump pulling the troops out from, helping, our Kurdish allies is what caused, ISIS to begin taking, hold in Afghanistan and everything. But no, every time I'm like, oh, maybe they're going to get better. But, they always prove me wrong every time. I need to just stop giving them sympathy.
Yep. We have to have very low expectations for them. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I was kidding. I know that the Mars thing, it was launched 9 months ago. So it's a joke. I know Trump was president at that point in time. Okay, that's going to do it for calls today. I do appreciate everybody that I was able to speak to. And to some degree, I even appreciate the people I was not able to speak to. We have a guilty verdict on all 3 counts for Derek Chauvin in the killing of George Floyd. And Chauvin has been taken into custody. He was immediately handcuffed. And it's going to get very real at sentencing 8 weeks from now. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I am back in the studio, out of the bunker, and we will have plenty of streams. And then next Wednesday, Joe Biden's doing his big joint address before the House and Senate. That's next Wednesday. And we will have a big nighttime stream for that and maybe even take phone calls. Who knows? All right, everybody. See you soon.